Guys, I think this might be the last video that I do in Vlogmas. Did it? Nearly there. My sister arrived last night. She got the Eurostar over, and that's nice that she's here, but more importantly, she brought with her this ball of yarn, which people might remember is the kind of remnant of the dark colour of yarn that I need in order to be able to finish my dad's sock. So that's good. I'm now able to do that and try and get it on the blocking mat before, as a kind of last minute rush before he arrives on Christmas Eve. And then I'll be able to give it to him as a belated birthday present, very belated since June. And yeah, we've got other family members arriving today, the 23rd, and tomorrow as well. So we'll be able to spend some time with them and kind of generally get ready for the main event, the main day. I feel like we've been prepping really hard the whole of Christmas. Like, we've been just thinking about getting all of the food ready, thinking about like how everyone's going to have a good time, getting good presents. So we've just been go, go, go. And I have that feeling where I'm like, what have I forgotten? What have we not done? And I think at this point it's just all finishing touches. So nothing is essential if we don't get it done. But I still have that kind of like feeling of what have I missed? One thing that I haven't done yet is ice the cake, and that has to happen today because my partner needs the whole kitchen for Christmas prep on the 24th. So I'll be doing that today, and also had this idea that I would make champagne sorbet as like a palate cleanser between courses. That is very much an aspirational, nice to have sort of goal, but we may well get there. So look out for that. See if I come good on my promise to have that palette cleanser as well. It is the 24th, it's Christmas Eve, and I have had the most productive day you would not even imagine. So I said that champagne sorbet would be aspirational, and we actually did manage to get it done last night. I think it's going to be a bit icy. I've never made sorbet before. Like, I've never made it, and I don't have an ice cream maker. So you have to do some mixing and then hope that it doesn't crystallize. And the get out of jail free is that I'm going to put it in a blender maybe tonight or maybe tomorrow morning, depending on how manic things get, just to make it a bit smoother and a little bit less like crystally and a bit more sorbet-y. But it's supposed to be in between courses, so it's not like it's a dessert or anything. And if it doesn't work out, then I don't need to serve it for between the main and dessert. Nothing is lost. So that's like a little bit of a question mark. I did also finish my dad's sock, and oh my god, it's like, it's not done. It won't work. I'm not gonna be able to give it to him. I'm gonna try it on, I think. Oh, here it is. In my little project bag that's the perfect size for socks. My sister managed to make hers, right? There it is. And it might not look like much, but it's actually like perfect. It goes on perfectly. It's really neat and even. Her tension is actually like really good. So this is we haven't done any blocking. And then there's mine, where the tension changes down the sock. So it's like fairly even in one way up until the heel. And then you get into the foot and it's completely different, but more stretchy. And also, one other slight issue between the two of them, that we both took a different approach to the toe decrease. So that's not just a tension thing, that is genuinely just two different socks that have been made. Right, I'm gonna show you what happens when I try this on. So I did manage to get it on, although you can see that was like a little bit of a struggle. I don't think blocking is going to solve that. I think, and that is above the heel. So if I want it to not be a struggle, I need to reknit it again. And I really don't want to do that. Like, I really, really don't. Maybe I just leave it for now. I think that I'm not enjoying it really. And I'm actually not even sure, like, it was kind of a nice idea and then it's just caused so much drama. And it's not like my dad is kind of sitting and hankering for these socks. He's not like harassing us saying like, where are they? I just need to say to him like, it's just not gone to plan. And I need to come back to it with a fresh head at some point rather than torturing myself over this. That's my thought. What I did do this morning though was I put some non-stick adhesive onto my sailor slippers. It's not very neat, but I think you can kind of see what I was trying to do. It's got a little bit of a pattern to it, and it's dried now, so I can see that it actually will work. That when if somebody puts this on, it will stop them from slipping and sliding, so it will work. And I sort of tidied it up a little bit. It was like all of the felted wool with the glue was a bit scraggly, so I cut off some of the worst offending bits of that just to like neaten it up a little bit. And obviously it's down on the sole, and at least I know now what to do to make it a bit neater. I got this kit and I was like direct putting the glue onto it, and then when I'd finished I realised it came with some nozzles that I could have used the whole time to make it even. But given I didn't know that, it certainly could be worse. It certainly could be worse. And I'm really glad with these. I think I need to wrap them up, and they're not being given to somebody tomorrow, but they'll be taken back up to where that person lives. So they will get them in the next few days and so I'll wrap them up for those to go back up. And then the last gift that I'm making is this rose that I've been making for my mum. Take a look at that. There's still one petal that needs to get glued on because my glue gun decided to give up a little bit, so I need to cajole it back to life in a sec. And then, depending on if I have time, you can also add some leaves and a little like rosebud if you want to. So I'm going to get the rose in a place where I like it and sort of tidy up all of these ends that are just at the bottom, and then put like maybe a little bud there as well. And I don't know if I'm going to crochet that or if I'm going to maybe add it with paper. And I think that the paper might be a bit neater, but I don't know if I have the right paper. So I'm going to be a bit kind of creative and do that kind of slowly in between jobs throughout the rest of the day, because there's two very serious bits of Christmas prep that I need to do. I need to spend my time on, and that is icing the cake. So I've made the icing, but it needed to sit for like an hour, 2 hours. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to go and ice the cake, and I've got some little decorations that are going to go on top. And then I've also got a job to potentially make some brandy butter, which I always forget about, but I really don't think it's Christmas without it. It just tastes so good, and that should be really easy to make. I've got all the stuff to do it. So I'm just going to kind of do that over the course of this evening. We have people staying with us now. It's been a bit quieter because sadly there's some illness, and also people kind of wanted to go out and experience London a little bit on Christmas Eve for some reason. But, it's their holiday. And then we've got some other family members who are arriving later on in the afternoon. And then we'll be a full house, and I'll just be ready to actually enjoy the day. I think I said this in my talking yesterday, that we've just been going and going and going and not really stopping, and just thinking about all the little details that we can put into the next few days. And then obviously it's just going to go by really quickly. But actually, obviously all the making has been so fun. And I think that's also part of why people make gifts at Christmas time, right? It's such an enjoyable process. And I've loved making some of these gifts, apart from the sock. I've loved making some of these gifts and just thinking about like all the little details that will make them really special for the person that I'm giving it to. And then I've also really loved making the cake, which genuinely has been an effort over, I want to say like 2 months that I was making that cake, because the fruit was soaking, I think, in October. And then we just pulled it out, obviously, earlier on in December to make it into the actual fruit cake. And that's incredibly special to me. I heard a story that somebody that I knew, their granny, every single year, and this is an Irish granny, of course, their granny every year would start the Christmas cake on Boxing Day. So they would start soaking the fruit to make the cake literally a year before. It only gets better with time. I mean, isn't that goals? I might do that actually on Boxing Day. Might do it. I will probably speak again before the end of this video and try and show you what the rose looks like as well. But I'm in such a good mood, and I want to say such a big thank you to everyone who's been watching over the course of December. Weirdly, I've massively enjoyed doing this. I thought it would be quite a lot of work, and in some ways it has been, but I think it's like the cake. It's just been nice to document some stuff and share some stuff and get some really nice comments back and speak to people about what they're doing and watch other people's videos and get inspired. So, I've really enjoyed doing this, and I hope for those of you who've stuck with me this long that you've enjoyed watching as well. We just came back from the Christmas watch night service, so technically it is Christmas. Merry Christmas to all of you, everyone who's watching, and if you don't celebrate, then I hope you're having an amazing time over winter and just gonna have a great day tomorrow. Maybe see some family, maybe eat too much food, do whatever you want. Hopefully you are taking a good break. I did manage to finish the cake, so the cake will be good for tomorrow, and I'm so pleased with how the icing turned out and how the decoration looks. But I've yet to finish my mum's rose, so if you want to see how that looks, you'll just have to catch up with me in my next podcast or on Instagram or somewhere else. So I look forward to seeing you there, and thanks so much for being part of this whole experience. It's been really fun and I've really enjoyed sharing it with you.